Kicking things off to the D side, already getting aggressive towards Cave. NickelBack trading out onto Flit, and the T's look to try and spill in towards the site. So often, this ramp area is under hot contestation. Keep an eye out for that going forward. But in this round, it is so explosive, Blair. Already Flit with 3 kills, but he finds himself in a 1-on-2. Has to tickle the bomb out. All through the smoke, actually takes down Krad. And in doing so, could be on for the ace, and additionally the clutch. But the CT player moved past him. forZe took that advantage. Bit claustrophobic, and it can be very punishing on peaks and also retakes. But speaking of which, aggression hits the site. forZe trades out 1-for-1, and Alien now showing us why he is regarded and feared as being such a damn good AWPer. Fragging out, pushing back the T's, and although Jerry comes in with 1, it ultimately
onto Zorte. But yeah, I feel that has to be a misbuy. That has to be a misbuy. And a failed Molotov is not ideal either. The flash isn't going to really find anyone. Zorte is able to still get a kill. NickelBack with a messy spray as KENSI and Flit are going to reply back with a couple of their own. And all of a sudden, it's a 1v2 and Alien is on 4 HP.
They somehow made this buy work. Alien has such low room for maneuver, and he's been peeked and fragged down by Flit.
Smoked off, they can't push in front of the smokes, and that's a big shot from Alien. And Flames on one side, he's in a very rough spot here. He needs to try and make his escape, which he will. His teammate has arrived to help him out, and it is going to be, never mind. Zorte finds him with a wall bang, and Alien, he's having a little bit of a rough day in the office here with the AWP.
He's not quite being the Alien that we were expected to see, but still super early days. As a result of his loss of life, though, middle control fully established. They're pushing into red, and they can now look to try and wrap around the CTs. This puts so much pressure on the likes of Lackey. Now, fortunately, they have Krad that is playing the long flank, so he can call and relay the information. The rest of the site is clear, but KENSI still dry peaks, removes the head of Lackey, and with 30 seconds left, forZe is potentially the ace in the hole. He's got the deagle, he gets peeked from Zorte, though, and with his life, the round likely will fall into place. The flash is good from Krad. Perhaps I've overestimated this forZe lockdown, and it goes in again, and Krad removes the head.
Been more of a battle of the extremities, but that being said, I'm a little surprised why forZe haven't attempted the A bomb site more. Now, I know it's not an easy site to take, and AWP could be problematic, could easily just shut the whatever hit you have down. But almazer, all the timing here could be big, but it could be a bait. Never mind, he's still going to find both. That's the bomb site cracked open. The timing on that lurk walkout from almazer could not have been scripted even any better there, Vince. It just works out wonderfully, and that is even that, and that's just cherry on top as well, because it was Zorte who got the opening pick towards mid, and then the double opener towards the B bomb site, not losing a single man, and this should be
hurt by that because they realize when it comes to tactics, they've actually been by far in a way.
Again, with the data we have, it is clear that most of this map, for most of the teams, it's very, very CT-sided. The lockdown, once it takes place, can be very suffocating indeed, and that is something that forZe definitely are going to be aware of. So, oh, that's just unfortunate timing.
That this buy is far from ideal. Stands to reason that a lack of utility could very well be behind it as a result. And this is the position I was talking about. Having middle control allows you to wrap around the back, but KENSI is alone. And NickelBack had a good idea as to what was coming up. With the smoke being deployed down, Flit can't do much about this. There's a slight gap in the right-hand side, so we can at least cover that angle. It feels like he's going to have impact. He picked up 4 kills in the first round. Since then, he's been a little bit off the boil, but he's rising to the top again. Big headshot, there's 2. And suddenly, Entropiq are being ripped and torn to shreds again. Alien with the AWP, with only $150 in his back pocket, will think about saving. And forZe, what? They were 7-1 behind at one point, Blair? Now they're only 2 rounds behind.
And it could easily be 1 round behind, because the money's going to be gone for the CT side. And Alien, sure, he should be able to save the AWP here, but the hunt is on. forZe allowed the luxury of going for these hunts, primarily because of how good the money is right now. It's shaping up to be pretty solid here for the T side. And as you said, Vince, yeah, they had that 7-1 lead, but how quickly it's just crumbled away. Alien has been surprisingly a bit quiet. Now, I'm not gonna...
Can just dip in there, wait a little bit longer before he peeks back out. Smokes will be dissipating, and Krad will get the drop onto almazer, and he survives. Grenade put down, this will be a ton of damage. This is where Elian, on the slow, softened up targets, can really go to town. The bomb has been dropped in a horrific position, and forZe are walking into a trap face first, and they are being obliterated. Not only do they lose the round here, Blair, with just an AWP,
They might not be expecting this time. No, Lackey spots the player pushing on in. Information has been conveyed, and Jerry's wasting no time. He's going to be sneaking on in. And how does forZe not hear him, Vince? But he does get a couple of kills rather. Jerry able to upgrade to the AUG, but he's going to get double peaked, and instead he has to get the hell out of there. 12 HP, but he will now have to do everything on his own because he's going to be left alone here in a 1v4, surrounded from all directions. He will be
top 2 frags from main and was probably expecting more aggression. So he just pretty much tapped one out. Cherry, big kill. Was 4 frags with the dual Berettas in the first pistol round from the hands of Flit. So it looks like Jerry is taking a leaf out of that book and he wants to try and return the favor. Up close, he'll try and strike in, but Elian, who's already taken some middle control for himself with a speculative P250, taps towards Donut. Doesn't really land too much damage. Krad gets overrun, and with that catwalk control, falls under the way of the CTs and forces Elian, forces NickelBack and forZe into trying to hit A aggressively. It does sense a little bit of desperation, but if they can carve a couple of headshots out here and masterfully take control over the site and demolish it, there's every chance they could win this round. 3 kills unanswered before Flit with his pistol comes back strong. Down to Jerry, full circle, took the first frag down over on the B side of the map and catches forZe with the bomb out and shuts him down. It was
board. They're going to be reasonably happy with the way it played out. However, okay, forZe, he's just going to open up that bomb site all by his lonesome. And the thing is, the CTs, they are unaware where the remaining members of the Ts are. So it's going to come down to Jerry here and Flit. They have a nice little bit of a semi-crossfire being set up. Eagles can be very, very deadly indeed. But the danger will be taken care of. Elvin stuff. They have looked. I mean, when you pick a map that is a map like Ancient, the CD side is where you're supposed to be shining. So I really want to see what they have in store for us over here. Right now, there's going
to play mind games with Entropiq. They're not entirely sure what you have in store. Almazer, MP9 in the ninja position is waiting and hoping they line up for him. They nearly did. And although damage is inflicted, it's at the cost of lives. Bomb's been spilled down, and the flank from KENSI is going to yield 1. It's looking grim for Elian. 15 seconds to play with. He's going to plant on the safe side of the pillar, knowing that last players was seen in cave, and there is KENSI. Headshot delivered first class, and forZe with another successful CT round. It's at the cost of 3 lives, but their money is just fine to replenish those fallen weapons.
For the time being, which is kind of surprising for forZe. They still have 5 alive. They have the man advantage as well. And because Elian gets the kill, Jerry is going in for the, well, for the flank. But Krad is able to sniff him out. And Flit, though, he's going to deny.
Player's ramp, he would have called to stay on A. So it does effectively break down into a 1v2 here. He could get fast flank, but Flit holds his resolve, holds his nerve, and penetrates the head of Krad with the A1S. There's zorte. And forZe, they take
default setup. With zorte, the solo holding towards A, and after he doesn't find anyone, he's just going to smoke off the entrance and falls back towards Temple for more passive angle. Flit playing aggressively towards Cave, but an opening pick being found here by Lackey onto almazer, and they're going to be pushing on in. Lackey doubles up his count. Triple kill, in fact, coming out from Lackey and barely taking any damage, and they might have finally broken the streak here, Vince. forZe, you can already see zorte running to the opposite side of the map, trying to hold on to their guns, and Entropiq out of nowhere, or rather, when I say Lackey, out of nowhere with just 3 kills, casually as you like it.
Yeah, big entries. I'm going to have to rely on him to have a lot more of those, though, before they start to make a believer out of me, because the context and the narration of how this game has been going down still paints a bit of a bleak picture for Entropiq, even though they will only have a 1-round deficit. And with these 2 safe weapons, you can see a lot of the money is centralized on Flit, almazer, and zorte. They can drop guns. Jerry will be able to get dropped across the weapon. They can have a really solid buy. If they can hold on to these 2 weapons, considering
their advantage, if they can deploy the smokes, the utility, they can try and neutralize the AWPs. Unfortunately, though, they only have 1 smoke remaining, and I'm not too sure about why almazer went for that play, but Flit and Jerry, they reply back. Now, forZe with the trade, they know exactly where Jerry is, but they don't want to face, especially when He has so many angles to work with. He is kind of low, though. And this is a curious decision by the T's. They're both going to be pushing towards the cube. forZe spots one. Maybe both. The pop flash isn't good enough, and zorte is going to get the kill with forZe. It's all the NickelBack. He's going to completely whiff the spray, Vince. And Jerry on 19 HP, he's going to come out on top.
Yeah, it looks a bit awkward, doesn't it? But I think in the context of what Entropiq had in terms of the information that was available to them, they had no idea as to force.
From the CTs, it's a little bit of a switch up in the positioning here. Jerry around the corner, he should be cleared. But no, a little too late there for Krad. When he spins around, Jerry's already riddled his body with bullets. Alien does find Flit, so that's a nice opening. But it's all a ruse, as forZe is going to go for the contact play, finds KENSI, draws out the rotation. The thing is, who's going to reach the site first, the CTs or the C4? Because there is someone still lying in wait. It's going to be zorte, and Alien seems to be aware of his position, but zorte still gets the kill. zorte with a missed shot, though. If he found NickelBack, that would have been just sheer disaster for Entropiq, but they'll be able to cross on over, and now it's going to be advantage for the T side. They should be able to get the bomb down, but Jerry on the low from behind, he could still be a problem.
Yeah, Jerry's the ace up the sleeve. He's definitely the X factor here, but he also needs to make sure that almazer stays alive, because this flank is only as good as the foundation it's built upon. Unlucky. The shot does land from almazer, but it is
the round pretty much. So Entropiq still need to be careful. But they do kind of have forZe on the ropes here, Vince. The money is grim. zorte is a beast. The timing on that could not have been worse, as Krad just runs out wide, finds zorte. That's a danger man taken care of. Krad seems to be aware of Jerry sneaking in from behind. Information should be conveyed, and there we go. Alien's already waiting. And it's a bit of an op sandwich, but Jerry with the MP9 is still coming out on top. He's found one. He's hunting that Alien, who's on 35 points of health. And he is being problematic here. It was a 3v5. Now it's a 3v4, but forZe are bleeding internally. There is still no guarantee that this round is going to go the way of Entropiq. No one checking. No one checking the corner. Flit's going to find NickelBack. And now it's back to a 3v3. And most of these players are very low indeed. As almazer finds Lackey. Flit with the find onto forZe. And Alien left wondering what the hell just took place there. They had the bomb site, Vince. It was a 5v3. And they just capitulate.
It's a fiesta of a round. Like, you have the advantages, and yet they lacked the ruthlessness, they lacked the killer instinct to just get in there. Just get into the site, take temple control. What are you waiting?
We look very scary though. That's terrifying. I hope we don't ever see us again. NickelBack just comes pre-firing around the corner through the flames, and Jerry's gonna thank him for delivering him that AK-47. almazer in the meantime finding Lackey, and I fear this could be the end here on map number 1, Vince.
Oh, I think it's looking very likely, isn't it? They're disjointed again. The bombs drop back on the double doors. They need Alien to have a lot of impact. And okay, the execution does take shape. Alien in the meanwhile, though, his position now is tenable, and Flick can back away. Jerry, with 1 kill, gives them, so it's a tickle on the bomb, no full plant. He can now bridge the gap. He can come in. He can shut it down. It's looking good that forZe will take the 16-12, barring a miracle with 12 seconds on Alien, and he goes down to zorte. It's all done. It's all over. forZe win their choice of map.
That got a little too...
Up on the sandbags, looking to try and peer in for some bullets to heads. Nothing forthcoming just yet. almazer getting out, aggressively taking the head of NickelBack. The post plant comes in. 4 kills from forZe, Lackey, and Alien. Just light up the scoreboard.
For a slower approach initially, and then slowly collapsing on this A-bomb set. zorte caught out of the position, wide pull from him, and he's going to be punished for that. But Entropiq, they don't really pounce onto the bomb side based off the 1 kill. They still take the due time. Smoke for the garbage bin. And Flit and KENSI haven't made contact, and they will make incredible contact. KENSI tapping away, but someone unable to get the kill. All his shots miss, Vince. That is just so unfortunate. But look at how low they are. Jerry could do this all by his lonesome. The bomb has been picked up, 18 seconds. They need... No, bomb still dropped out in the open. And Lackey has a lot of work to do, but Jerry's going to shut it down. Multiple regions and the different metas that come into play. The contact play, Jerry spots the player out. There is information conveyed. KENSI good for just 1, but Jerry's able to find 2. Krad with a nice trade. Are they expecting Flit? No, they are not. And with that, forZe is going to be left alone. This is a forced buy, Vince. and it is just, well, it's done nothing. 3 CTs waiting for them towards Monster. They were trying to catch him off guard, but the trades were fantastic. Flick might fall. No, he won't. He'll deny it. Triple kill for him.
But zorte getting aggressive in bathroom. May get punched in by multiple angles. Flash is good, and the follow-up damage is there. Much better from Entropiq, looking to barrel down on the site, but there's a fast rotation in effect. Because of the forward positioning of bathroom again, they can get that early information and try and play off it. NickelBack removing the head of Flit, then taking out KENSI. Puts this into a 1v5, and it's that aforementioned MP9 that comes to the forefront. Maybe Jerry can make this a bit more costly. That's all well and good. But Entropiq, surely, this is their round. And they need to keep the rest of these players alive, by the way, because it's not as if their money is great either. If Jerry can even take down another player or two, he's kind of done his job at this stage. Not going to get it done. Good hold by Entropiq in the end. 4-3. It's great having centralized control of the connector. You've completely negated long. And this is a position they pushed multiple times. The fact that zorte plucks out Alien, though, is massive in so many different facets, and that may force Entropiq's hand to get aggressive on B site. That entire long aspect of the map is no longer relevant. And Flick gets flashed in. The teamwork is good, but the crosshair placement from Lackey is the opportunity. Now, so much of this rests on Krad's lurk. He has got to get kills from this position. And it may not be good enough because they're hemorrhaging frags elsewhere. Lackey picked out by the AWP. There's only 18 seconds as well, by the way. So now Krad has to get a move on. And although he takes down almazer with a nice flick, he's lost so much HP. And they've lost the power. They've lost all of the little advantages that they were accruing. 5 seconds to go. NickelBack has to go for the plant. He's going to get peeked. There's no way he can get covered. That's so nearly actually got planted, which is kind of crazy.
This is huge. But as his teammate slowly evacuates their premises, it looks like Jerry's also gonna follow suit. But just curious, I really felt he was gonna be sticking on around towards connector. forZe does catch Jerry while trying to fall back. NickelBack has snuck his way in as well. And Alien finding KENSI. This is looking pretty good for Entropiq, despite losing the first man. But Flit is still lurking around the bomb site in the smoke.
The snake in the grass, and it was coiled, and it strikes, but only once. Just enough venom to take down the one player, which leaves almazer needing the antidote to this 1v2. 50 seconds, and forZe has decimated him instantly. There will be no mercy administered. Instantly takes the frag. 7-5. By the previous
player towards A. The problem here is this flank. This could be huge. The amazing almazer could potentially find a double, but he's going to get found out. Now, zorte with a very aggressive position. He likes taking these aggressive peeks, but he's getting hunted down. He's still going to line up the shot, finds forZe. The follow-up is good as well. And despite a little bit of a mistake, a little bit of a whiff from almazer, zorte is going to bring this one back. He could still be hunted down by Lackey, though. There you go. The timing was good. Flit needs to get the kill, which he will. But Lackey, with 2 quick taps, now in a 1v2, he knows where Flit is. And if he can neutralize Flit, it's going to be the 1v1 with Jerry still a distance away. Bomb will be retrieved, and Lackey finds yet another one. He knows where Flit was, and he's immediately going to leg it towards the B bomb site, but the time is going to be a problem. 10 seconds. He's going to have enough time to get onto the bomb site and just plant the bomb. But once he does that, he doesn't really have an escape route. Flit has him pinned down, and he is very low, 22 HP, and Flit's going to have no trouble getting the kill. But what an attempt coming in from Lackey there.
It's a really nice attempt, but considering there was 15 seconds and they had the flank up through connector, I'm a bit surprised they played that so aggressively. I feel like they had the perfect positions in that 2v1 to just choke it out. Just effectively make it uncomfortable and just let time take its
course. Of Entropiq is funneling into the bomb site where Jerry is holding the line. The CTs opt to give up the bomb site and just take the fight post bomb plant. Alien's doing a good job trying to keep KENSI at bay, but KENSI's still going to come out on top. The CTs, they just mow them down. Both of these, complete chaos and pandemonium, but on top are going to be forZe coming out without losing a single man, and a clinical, if chaotic, retake.
I've got to give so much credit to Jerry for that performance. I felt like his calls
went for too forward an angle with no backup nearby, but he still was able to make up for it. Aggressive hold from NickelBack. Unfortunately, Flitz's going to be the one to crack his skull open with the Glock, but it's all a ruse, Vince. It's a two-man, not really a fake, but a two-man presence towards the monster position, drawing up all the rotation. Lackey looking to take the fight, but Flitz having none of it. 2 bodies now, and the bomb is eventually going to find itself on the A bomb side where there are no CTs available. Alien, though, he seems to be aware of this. It's like, wait, we haven't spotted anyone out. As Flit, he was supposed to fake the A bomb side. Instead, he finds all the kills. Finally, he will fall, but it's more than done his job. And Alien left alone in a very unenviable position.
And he's had a bit of a slow game as well, hasn't he? He's already shot off multiple shots with this USP. Hasn't connected anything as of yet. 4 players up against him. First headshot comes into effect. But he's being tagged down. Sounded like a goose that must have been through the wall when he lost 10 HP. At the post plant, they're just choking it out. They're watching the key angles. They know where he's coming from. His chances are so very low. No kit as well, by the way, so even if he does carve a path through a couple of heads here, he's not getting this defuse. It's over. It's done. And forZe
Was going to be coming in for Entropiq, and they have exerted a little bit of map control here. I like these forward positionings, as Zorte is going to find a kill onto Alien, but Krad with the trade. Zorte not expecting a player to play up close, but it's him all alone, because the hit is actually going to be taking place towards B, where Lackey once again needs to go hero mode. NickelBack from behind, though. He's tagging them down. So much damage being dealt out. Everyone's bleeding out, and NickelBack, he's finally going to get the kill, leaving it all in Flit to make something of this round, because his teammate has fallen by the wayside, and Flit, his headshots are pristine, it's precise, and he knows Lack is somewhere nearby, and Flit's gonna clutch it out. 1v3, the 4K volcano with lava pouring down. It's not gonna be easy. Oh, barrels taking out. It was a bit of a bait there, but almazer with a fantastic spray finds both the defenders to his bathrooms, and now NickelBack, he's gotta go big again. He's gotta be the rock star of the round here. And he's gonna find it first. That's a great job at almazer. Triple kill for him. Looking for more. Caught by forZe with his back turned, but he's managed to make the impossible very much possible here. 2v2. But, well, never mind. forZe is going to deny him. And KENSI now, the 1v2. He's going to get the bomb down. I think he has an inkling where both the CTs are. He's going to take the first duel, a little bit of a pre-fire, 10 seconds. He needs to get the bomb down eventually, but he still wants to take the duels. And indeed, he's going to find one. 6 seconds now. Now he needs to punch in the numbers. And indeed, he's going to do so. Lackey, he's got a second to try and take the duel. But KENSI with the AK and the clutch. What a round from almazer. 5 scoreline. And some of the rounds could be very, very close. It could be like, oh no, this could easily have been like 12-12, 12 and 11. It's just that a couple of rounds just went the way of forZe, but no, it's just been so crazy how, not just as a team, not just fantastic calling from Jerry, Vince, as you pointed out, but also the individuals have looked incredible for the side of forZe. That's a great flashbang, but KENSI able to get the trade. So now again, back to a 3v3. Oh, and Jerry, we're just running out like a lunatic, and he's gonna find both. How does he get 2 kills? How does he get both the kills? How is he not traded? So many questions, Vince, but I fear we don't even have any time to even come up with an answer, because this looks like the end, and the nade from Jerry to seal the deal. That was dominant. That was dominant from forZe, and it wasn't even their map pick.